This is why you've always got to pay attention. This is why, unbelievable. You know, our mind's been so focused on this Somalian situation, this Minnesota problem, this issue that needs to be resolved. Yes, there's tons of waste and we need to resolve it. But waiting to hear what the Republicans just did in Congress, what Thune and Johnson are working on while our mind and thought patterns are going on the Somalian situation. Waste, fraud, and abuse, and then all of a sudden they want to waste your money. It's unbelievable. Wait till you hear this story about the Republicans in Congress and what they're trying to pass. And again, it'll probably pass with flying colors because we realize how worthless these people really are. We'll discuss that. Also, we're going to talk about what Elon Musk just stated. He said the quiet parts out loud. So important. Pay attention to what he says. It's chilling. And then we're going to hear from Joe Rogan. He came out and stated, look, you love him or hate him with Trump. He has done something that no other president has done. He made a promise and he kept it. What is he talking about? And how this should impact every city, and every city should be thankful of what's been going on. Drugs and crime are down by astronomical amounts of numbers. Joe Rogan says, to be honest with you, you can say all you want, but this was a Trump effect that made the difference. And then lastly, we're going to discuss going door to door to give your family these. That's what's happening in England and could be coming to a place near you very, very soon. This is something that you're starting to see in liberal ideologies embrace this mass coverage. And they said it could be something that liberal cities, liberal states, and even a liberal government would embrace, just what they're doing in UK. Wait till you hear this going door to door. Authorities to make sure that they're giving everyone this in the arm. Wow. Let's discuss these stories today. This video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for coming back. And again, we're so humbled each and every day that you show up and watch our content, because we hope our content is something not only uplifting, but that it gets you thinking. To say, you know what, I see these problems for what they are. Now let's become the solution. So I hope that's what you really get out of these videos. Now let's jump into the stories of the day. First, let's talk about Mike Johnson and John Thune. I mean, when we thought things were getting better because Nick Shirley's viral moment, we hear Trump is sending everyone to Minnesota. We're locking down childcare, the fraud, the problems, all that. Wow, that was going on. Listen to these two things. These two things that John Thune and Mike Johnson's been working on. This should make you sick to your stomach. Sick to your stomach. Senate Republicans request $5.6 billion budget for mass migrant resettlement, not away from here, but in the U.S., and cover all costs, including welfare programs for the migrants. House Republicans requested $4.3 in the budget. So we have Senate Republicans requesting $5.6 to give to mass migrant resettlements and to cover all their costs in that program. And House Republicans are wanting to do $4.3 billion. I don't understand this. I don't understand why we're giving billions to mass migrants to live here to cause problems in America. I get so mad. These people are so... It shows they know they don't care about your vote, and they can get the votes and they can get the power no matter what, because they're literally spitting in our faces. They're supposed to be voting against this, and look at what they're doing. This is why Trump will not get things done, not because of Trump, but because of the worthless Senate and Congress. Guess what else they did? This is from a group that's like a pro-beef rancher group. It says, look, this should be an emergency because of what Mike Johnson and John Thune are doing. While your family was worried about everything going on in Minnesota, while your families was in holidays, while everything that you focused on was thinking, we're getting better. This is getting better. Congress quietly snuck Section 453 in the spending bill. The Republicans like Congressman Mike Simpson, Lisa Murkowski, Speaker Johnson are helping pesticide giants not have liability. This is huge. Listen to this. Section 453 gives legal immunity to chemical companies, even to products that harm your family and your younger kids. It's a free pass for Bayer, Syngenta, and every foreign manufacturer dumping poison in the U.S. soil so they cannot be sued. No more immunity for corporate poison? No, wait, no, that's not what Republicans are pushing for right now. The leadership, the Republicans, Democrats, both are pushing for the fact that they want the poisons to be allowed and no liability to the companies. If it harms you, gives you cancer, who cares? It's all in the name of good food, right? So while you were worried about Christmas and New Year's and thinking Trump's doing great things, and he is, because he actually, you're fixing to hear from Joe Rogan himself, you're starting to see the fact that this man is doing good things, but he can't do it alone. And while you're focusing on all that and focusing on getting rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse in Minnesota with the Democrats, your Congress is wanting to pass a pesticide bill to give free liability, basically meaning you can't sue them for all the poisons they're putting in our food. And then on top of that, we're going to give more money to the migrants by the billions and cover all their welfare, cover all their costs, make sure they're living free of charge. Now, I don't know about you, but I work every day, and it makes me furious to think that 35 to 40% of that day is worthless because I have to give it to the government. Excuse me, they take it. So I said yesterday, you should have to give it up. We should make a determination not to give our money to tax. Things would happen. Things would change. Now let's move on to the other stories dealing with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Before we move to the next story, check out the sponsor of today's video. We talk about protection all the time when it comes to online presence. Check out Aura. You know, I wanted to try it just to say, is when, our phone's listening to us, the information that we put on there, how dangerous is it for us? Are we actually compromised? So I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Google, and I'm just going to Google one of my sister's names. So I typed in her name. All of a sudden, I started realizing my oldest sister's old address from 4 years ago was on there. Our home phone number was listed on there from when I was a kid. Not only that, it gave emails. It gave all this information. So I called her and I said, do you realize I can get all this information, probably take out a few credit cards, open new accounts? It blew her mind. I want you to try this too. I want you to go and just Google one of your family members' names. Not to be a creeper or anything, but I want you to just test my theory. Go out there and just Google. It will blow your mind at what you can find out about your family members. The sad thing about when you search, a lot of this information, a lot of these websites, a lot of the places that you go are ran by data brokers. They're getting your information, and guess what? They're sharing it with people who are not the most reputable, maybe even on the dark web. From scammers to spammers, none of these people are actually looking out for your well-being and your information. Now, here's the thing. They're not legally able to have your information if you tell them to take your information off. But I'll be honest with you. If you start looking online, you realize how many people have your information. It's almost impossible for you to go to all these companies and say, please, take my information off your sites. See, that's the benefit of my sponsor today, Aura. Aura comes alongside you. They work to do just that, to take your information away from being vulnerable, away from being compromised, from the people that want to scam you and spam you all the time. Aura identifies all the data brokers that are getting your information, and they give an opt-out clause, meaning they cannot legally have your information anymore. It's kind of like having a house and having doors and having locks and never locking the door. Aura allows you to lock the door. Give Aura just a few weeks. I promise you what you're going to see is your information is going to start being yours again. You're going to realize the spammers and scammers are going to stop. Aura also continuously monitors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're going to make sure they let you know if it is. Also, they have a world-class VPN to keep you safe as you search the internet. Do not miss out on this opportunity to utilize Aura to benefit you and your family's safety online. Remember, let's lock the door. You can go to my link below, aura.com/themacs. It's in the description. When you click on that, you're getting a 14-day free trial. In that 14 days, you're going to realize all the benefits of what they're doing. They're going to opt your information out from being vulnerable and compromised. Check out Aura today, aura.com/themacs. Do not miss out on this opportunity to have this free trial along with your safety. Now I want to move on to what Joe Rogan said, because he nailed it. And again, Joe Rogan is definitely more of a liberal. He's not a progressive liberal, but he is definitely a liberal. He just has the Overton window of socialism and democratic progressive ways have pushed him to more of a moderate, or even some people would call it I wouldn't say a conservative, but pushing him more to the Republican side, the pro-American side. I want you to listen to what he said, though, because he's actually been against Trump doing these deportations. He said they shouldn't be enjoying this. It should be a thing to really pay attention to. But I want you to listen to what he said, because now the numbers are telling the truth, and he states it for the obvious. He says, Joe Rogan says drug overdose to death have dropped off the cliff due to the Trump admin striking these drug boats. He said not only that, Trump has locked down the border, and it's made it completely different. He said the cities that are embracing Trump's policies are actually safer than they've ever been. The murder rates and the drug overdose rates are at the lowest point ever. And basically, if you listen to Joe, there are several times he's been kind of pushed against this kind of stuff, thinking that it might not be for the best. But now he's like, he was right. Trump was right all along. That bombing these drug cartels and taking their livelihood and making it where they cannot sell this garbage on our streets is making a monster difference. Locking down the borders, who would have thought it actually would make a difference? Now, we have a problem because we have let the enemy into the camp, and we've got problems running amok in our cities, still to this day. But he said you cannot deny that it is not getting worse when you talk about what Trump has done. It's getting better when it comes to the overdoses and also the crime coming from over the border. He said it's undeniable. Now, that means we need to focus on what Trump is doing and stick with it. Why in the world do we want this Congress and Senate to have any aspect of anything? Because we realize how worthless they are based on these other bills. Rand Paul's one of those ones who always comes out and is like, well, Trump can't do this. He's got to have Congress. Why? Congress doesn't do anything other than waste our money. I want you to listen to two things that Elon Musk said, because I think it, again, speaks volumes to this whole situation that we're discussing. Elon Musk said, if the Senate Republicans do not nuke the 60-vote filibuster to Trump's MAGA policies, it needs to be passed, but they cannot do it without nuking the filibuster. He said if they don't do it, he said nothing will happen, nothing will get done, Democrats will win, and they will nuke the filibuster and pass whatever laws they want. It says this means we could pass whatever we wanted with 50 Republicans plus J.D. Vance. He said without one Democrat signing on, or even some of these loopy Republicans who vote Democrat like Murkowski, Collins, and even McConnell. He said we could solve all these issues. He said this is where they have to get a backbone. If they really want to help Trump, it's time to get a backbone. Now, there was word that Elon Musk came out and stated that he will be funding tremendous amounts towards the midterms to help the Republicans win. I hope what he does is actually go against the long-term Republicans and vote for new people to go in, for new blood to go in, for new people who are wanting to see change go in. Because if we would get even just 30 or 40 or 50 good people in there, things would change. Like Elon said, he said, if we don't get this done now, the Democrats will. And they will nuke the filibuster. And they will set their policies. And they will make it to where you will have no choice in life anymore. He said it's amazing how they play with one set of the rules. And Republicans are so weak and so foolish, they won't do anything to fix it. I love this comment that he made. This is another quote that I think should go down in infamy. This is so true. Listen to what Elon Musk said. If tolerance means the end of Western civilization, then we cannot be tolerant anymore. It's time to be intolerant. So if we keep tolerating the people coming across the border, if we keep tolerating the drugs, if we keep tolerating the Congress and Senate wasting our money, if we just keep tolerating more laws and more regulation, if we keep tolerating bureaucracy in our life, he said, you're going to get worse, worse, worse. He said, but if we want the Western civilization to thrive and be better, we have to become intolerant. That's what I talked about the taxes yesterday. We have to get to the point where it's not about trying to cause problems for the government. It's trying to fix the government, and we've got to fix that. I love to see Elon coming back around and starting to make some of these comments that I hope that will not just say I'm going to support just every person that's got an R behind their name, but I'm going to support people who actually want to do the job and not people like John Thune or Mike Johnson, who is literally trying to pass little squeamish bills, trying to keep their jobs and ultimately harm the American people. Because this is what happens. You hear what Elon said. You hear what Joe said. You hear Elon saying, if we don't fix it, the Democrats will just come in and destroy all the things that we could have been done, what we could have been doing. And what Trump's agenda is, like Elon said, even Elon and Trump are not on the best of terms all the time, but Elon even came and said, if we would just do what Trump's wanting, you're going to see changes and things get better in America. But we have to get rid of the filibuster. We have to. It's not law, it's not legal. It's just a simple guideline that the Senate has done just so they can manipulate you as the person voting for them. Well, we can't get this passed because the filibuster. It's all lies, people. It's smoke and mirrors. They're taking advantage of you and robbing us blind while doing it. But here's the point. If we don't win, if we don't actually get true conservatives in there, I want you to listen to what's happening in England right now, in UK, because this will come to America, especially when Democrats win. Children in England will now be offered these V's in their homes as part of a new government pilot program. Under the plan, health visitors will come door to door, to deliver this to vulnerable people all across England, including children. The World Health Organization, oh wow, they're involved, huh? Yeah, wow. Says at least 95% of vax coverage is needed for each illness to achieve herd immunity. So therefore, they will be coming to your homes. So there's no excuse why you won't allow your children to get it. That's scary. You know why that policy is there, though? Because weak conservatives gave up. And liberals and leftists and ideologues of global agenda came in. The World Health Organization is making this and determining this. Not UK. Not the UK people. See, this is what's so important. We should heed this warning. We have to do better than John Thune and Mike Johnson. We have to do better than Murkowski and Collins. We have to do better than these congressmen that's been there forever. We should change every one of them out because they've done nothing for us. And while Joe Rogan is bragging on Trump and says Trump can do so much and has done so much, and Elon Musk is saying the same thing, nothing gets done because Congress is wasting this time and wasting all the efforts to make America truly great again. Guys, give me your thoughts on today's video. Again, we love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Yeah.